Tuesday, November 12th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Yesterday's numbers out there across the region. It was a cooler day, 59 the high in Greensboro, 61 in Charlotte, 59 for Raleigh, 63 in Columbia. Cooler than what we had back on Sunday. And it's chilly this morning, but it's workable. 30s and 40s out there in many locations across the region ahead of a big Arctic cold front. I'll show you some of the temperatures associated with that front in just a moment, but watch what happens with our temperatures today. Highs occurring in many Piedmont and foothill spots by lunchtime or very soon thereafter, and then falling temperatures this afternoon. And temperatures will continue to tail off very quickly as we get through the evening hours as this Arctic air mass settles on in. In terms of clouds and precipitation, we're beginning to see some clouds work into parts of the foothills and the Piedmont as that front nears. There's your precipitation with the front. Well, I forgot to put the right view in there, but I'll show you this first. There's some lake effect snow in the Great Lakes region, and there's a precipitation associated with this front as it continues to move on in. Parts of Pennsylvania and West Virginia and Kentucky seeing some snow now as that Arctic air begins to take hold. Now, watch what happens with the temperatures along this front. Here comes the drop in the temperatures. Behind the front now, St. Louis down to 28. Ahead of the front, still 40s and 50s. It's 53 degrees in Little Rock right now. 57 in Dallas, but 30 in Amarillo and 28 in Woodward, Oklahoma. And look at this cold air behind the front. A lot of single digits. Those are your actual air temperatures there in the northern plains. Not even factoring in any wind. So this is a big shot of cold air heading on in. Arctic cold front, here it comes. That'll plunge on in today. Again, clouds beginning to build as that front moves on in. Now, in terms of precipitation, yes, there will be some rain showers and possibly a few snow showers as we go through the course of this afternoon across the Piedmont. You can see the RPM picking up on some of that activity. But it's simply not going to be a very big deal. If you do see some snow, it's not going to last long. The ground is warm. There's not going to be any significant accumulations. Now, up in the mountains, maybe a little bit, some snow accumulation up that way, but even there, not a huge deal. The big story, definitely the incoming charge of Arctic air. Here it comes. Very breezy conditions this afternoon as the Arctic air begins to blow in. And even tomorrow, the winds will not be as significant, but still they'll be there. And since it's going to be so cold, you'll really notice the chill in the air, adding the wind to the cold temperatures tomorrow. So there's the national temperature map. That cold air charging our way. And by tomorrow morning, we're in the 20s out there, only 40s for highs tomorrow afternoon in many, many spots across the region. Look at these wind chill values in the mountains by tonight. You're talking sub-zero wind chills possible in some mountain spots as this Arctic air mass blows on in. This is a big shot of cold air. What is driving all this? Well, it's this big trough here diving into the eastern parts of the country. There it comes. That'll plunge on in, and then you're looking at a little bit of brief upper level ridging by Wednesday night and Thursday, and that means a big surface high pressure is parked overhead, giving us a very cold overnight period. So here's what it looks like on the surface map as you get out to Thursday morning. That's that Arctic high pressure, again the high pressure with its origins in Siberia. And that'll give us, again, highs in the 40s tomorrow, lows tonight and tomorrow night, and many, many Piedmont spots way down into the 20s. So very chilly air mass on the way. Now down the road, let's go out to Monday. This is what the European looks like on Monday. We compare that to the GFS, and it's actually not a whole lot different at that point in time, but by 204 hours, that's the European. Trough kind of coming out in one piece. Whereas the GFS leaves a little piece of that trough behind. So you end up with a colder setup by midweek on the European than what the GFS is showing. And in terms of precipitation, there's the European model for Saturday morning. The GFS also indicating a few showers as a possibility over the weekend as you begin to get some little disturbances in that southwest flow work in our direction. And again, as you get out toward 180 hours, there comes that big cold front. That's Tuesday of next week on the European. whereas it's a little bit more of a convoluted setup on the GFS with that piece of upper level energy getting left behind, at least with the 0Z run. One final thing to show you regarding today. There's the NAM precipitation output this afternoon. Again, not much, but enough to kind of kick off a few rain or snow showers. As the cold air deepens, you get some moisture up into the snow growth region, and that could be enough to kick off a few snow showers, but again, not a big deal. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Bundle up, and God bless.